Good day everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to dive into how I'm going to approach my 50k prop firm account challenge with Quant Tekel. I'm going to break down not just the strategy that I plan to use, but also the struggles of trading that nobody really warns you about. And I'll share ways you can overcome these hurdles to become a stronger, more consistent trader. So the 50k challenge passing isn't just about hitting profit targets, it's about showing consistency, managing risk, and keeping a level head throughout the market's ups and downs. Let me tell you, this challenge isn't just for the money, it's a personal test of discipline and control. So let's talk about the reality of the trading struggles, the part that no one likes to admit. One of the biggest issues is emotions. The market can play with your mind. We are constantly fighting two emotions, fear and greed. How many times have we seen a trade go against us and we jump out in fear, only to see it hit our initial target, or worse, we let greed take over and hold too long? Then there's revenge trading. After a loss, it's so tempting to jump back in to make it back, but often this spirals into more losses. I've learned that the hard way. The best trade is no trade. And then there's another major struggle, patience. There are days when nothing aligns with my strategy and it's a struggle to sit on the sidelines. But overtrading on days like these is a fast way to see your whole account gone. Now let's shift to how we can get better, because trading isn't just about reacting to the market, it's about preparing and following a plan. Here's what I'm going to focus on to pass my 50k account with Quant Tekel and to improve as a trader. Let's jump into it. Let's quickly look at the charts, and then I'm just going to show you on everything that I'm going to look at for when placing a trade. As you can see, there's blue, green and gray blocks on my chart. That's just going to be the Asian session range. There we go, the Asian session range. You will see blue is Asia, green is London, gray is New York. So let's quickly look at this piece of price here. You will see here London had a push, New York broke London's low, price started to consolidate a little bit on this day. This New York session we had a push. For me, because it's a big impulsive move, there's a big fair value gap. I like to look for like a breaker type of block in this session here. Basically, when New York pushed through London, you can see there was like a breaker block created there. Price pushed into this breaker block. So what I want to do now, I want to go onto the lower time frames to get confirmation of a market structure shift and a liquidity sweep before I enter my trade. And this happened in the New York session. I'm retesting London's low, if you want to see it like that, or there's a breaker block inside as well. So let's quickly go down to the lower time frame, 5 minutes. Alright, so as you can see, there's that breaker block consolidation phase in the London session. London low right here. Price tapped into our London low. So now I'm going to wait for a liquidity sweep, market structure shift, and then I'm going to enter my trade. So let's see, do we have all the rules? We have a liquidity sweep right here into the London low. Where is the next fractal low that needs to be taken out to have a market structure shift? Here we go. This is our fractal low, because this low pushed to break this high there for the liquidity sweep. So here we go. As you can see, there was an impulse move down that broke this liquidity sweep here. Oh, sorry, not liquidity sweep, market structure shift. So now I'm going to take my fib, I'm going to draw it from this high to this low. I'm going to mark out my point of interest level. Let's delete the fib. And I'm literally going to take my trade there. I'm going to put my stop loss, for example, just like a little bit above my zone. and I'm going to target a 1 to 2 risk to reward trade. As you can see, it was a quick trade. Price entered our level, retested again, straight to our TP, done for the day. Alright, so let's go back to the higher time frame. Okay, so this is on the higher time frame, so let's see what happens. Price came down, it retested this order block in New York session, Asian session is starting, London session is starting. So let's quickly see what happens for this day. So because I'm mainly going to trade only New York and after New York, I want to see what the market did during the day. So as we can see, Asian session left an order block. Let's drag that out. That's a big point of interest. London tested a little bit of this just before Asian's order block here. Was jumping down up, created highs, created lows. Price were pushing down, and then New York started here. New York pushed down. What happened here? This big candle literally took out the previous day's low of New York, London's low, and is in this big piece of wick here in the Asian session. Let's quickly see if it took out Asian session as well from the previous day. Yes. So that was a raid on liquidity because it took out New York, London, and Asia. Let's quickly see what's the time here. 4:30 South African time. Price pushed up. Let's see what happens here. So now, again, liquidity was swept. London's session's high was swept. We entered a higher time frame POI of the order block that was created at Asia. Let's go down to the 5 minute. Okay, so now we're going to wait for the lower time frame confirmation. All right, so let's quickly see if we get a trade or not. So this happened in New York. Price tapped in, still New York. We had the liquidity sweep. Here is my fractal low. Let's just mark that out as our market structure shift. Let's draw our fib from this high to this low. The setup was created in New York. Did price come and tapped into our area? No, so that's going to be a no trade day for me. Even though if you took this low, you could have gotten an entry, but I'm going to stick strictly to the rules. So this day was a no trade day for me. Let's go back to the 30 minute. All right, so this was the previous day. Let's see what happened. So price never entered our point of interest. Asian session started, London session started. Let's see what's happening here. We still got this POI. Let's drag that out. So New York opens right here, smashed through our previous day's Asian session high as well. As you can see, there is our high, smashed through it. So this order block becomes a breaker block. In New York session, come through. We entered this area here. Let's go down to the 5 minute. Right, so let's see what happens. We are still in New York. This high was created at the time. So let's draw that out. Entered our POI, our point of interest. Inside of this breaker block, there's the high there, and we have an order block inside that was tested as well. We had a big push up, so the setup did form in New York session. Here is my fractal high, so I'm going to take this low to that high. I'm going to draw my zone. Let's extend the zone. I'm going to take my entry right at the top of my zone, stop loss just below it, and I'm going to target a 1 till 2 risk to reward trade. So that's a nice trade for the day. Let's go back to the 30 minutes. Now Asian started again, London started again. Let's see what happens. Just zoom out a little bit. Is there anything on the other side? We on the higher time frame, as you can see, this high was broken right here. So what's resting above this high? It's liquidity. Liquidity is resting there. As you can see, this was a all-time high at the time. So liquidity is resting there. Price came down, took out this liquidity for this big up move here. So let's quickly see what happens. We took that high out. This was a Asian range high. In New York session, we took out this high. So let's go down to the lower time frame. This was on election day as well. The US election day. Okay, so price took it out in New York session. So let's see what happens. Okay, so what I like about this trade, for example, remember we need to wait for a liquidity sweep and a market structure shift. All right, so let's just have a look what happened here. New York started, tested from this order block in the London session, came a bit down. We had a liquidity sweep. We had a market structure shift. Why do I take that one? Because it's a fractal high. I'm going to draw my fib from this low to this high. I'm going to mark out my zone. Enter my trade there. Stop loss just beneath the zone. And we get stopped out. So that's one losing trade. We get stopped out. Let's see what happens next. We're still in New York session. Liquidity got swept. Tested this order block again. Let's just delete these ones quickly. Here's my fractal high. So this is quite a big move. Let's just delete this. Liquidity sweep. Fractal high is all the way there. So I'm going to draw my fib from here till there. Let's mark out the zone quickly. There we go. I'm going to enter my trade at the top of the zone. Stop loss just beneath the zone. And I'm going to target a 1 till 2 risk to reward trade. Let's see if it played out. There we go. Hit TP right there. And that's one losing trade out of 1, 2, 3, 4 trades in total. One out of the 4 trades was losing trades. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. So that's how I'm going to approach this challenge for the 50k account. Yes, I will definitely keep you updated as well. So let's continue with the video. First up, sticking to a solid trading plan. Yes, that sounds simple, but it's something so many of us overlook. I've outlined my entries, exit, risk per trade, and overall strategy. This plan isn't just a guide, it's my rulebook. If a setup doesn't match, I don't trade. Next is managing risk. On a 50k account, risking 1% means $500 per trade. It might sound small, but this keeps me in the game for longer. If you want to be a little bit more conservative, you can even risk a 0.5%. That would be $250 per trade. So you will stay in the game for longer, even if you are in a losing streak. So the next important step that I do, I am going to keep a detailed trading journal. After each session, I'm going to write down what went right, what went wrong, and my emotions during the trade. This is going to help me spot patterns in my mistakes and learn from them. It's like a roadmap showing me exactly what to avoid and what works. So trading is as much a mental game as it is a technical game. Make a habit to step away from your screen throughout the day, especially when you had a tough trade. Clearing your mind is going to help you come back refreshed. Also found that using simple breathing exercises can stop a bad trade from turning into a revenge trade. Last but not least, I stay motivated by continuing to learn. I'm constantly revisiting my trades, reading up on the market trends, and learning from other successful traders. Trading is a never ending learning curve, and the moment you stop improving is the moment the market is going to humble you. So to sum it all up, passing a 50k prop firm account challenge with Quant Tekel isn't about luck or hitting big trades. It's about discipline, risk management, and constant self-improvement. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Alright, so that's my plan, and I'll keep you all posted on how it's going. If you are working on your own prop firm challenge, drop a comment below for your biggest trading struggles. Let's support each other and learn together. Have a lovely day. Cheers.